I just realized I was muted. I'm sorry. All right, every time I do something, and it's always a little bit of a mix-up. But at the end of the day, we are here. It is officially episode 9 of JTV Entertainment Group. I'm JosephTheVoice. It's great to see you. Thank you for being here. Hello, how you doing there? John Santa Cruz, I appreciate you being here. We're going to be asking the right type of questions today. We're going to not be muted, and we're going to be talking about how we hit 100 subscribers today as well. So I appreciate you guys from the absolute bottom of my heart. Because of you guys, I'm in this position. Because of you guys, I feel confident enough to be able to do this kind of stuff. And as you guys can see, I have another list of questions today. Some I've crossed out, some I didn't. Just really trying to dig deep and really try to, find more out about myself, to be honest with you. Because I have been having some weird motivational issues. I've been having some weird confidence issues. I've been dealing with some personal stuff in my life. Stuff that I can't really talk about because it's not directly me that it's impacting, but I am directly impacted from it. So I'm not the person involved, but it's definitely impacting me heavily. And it's honestly made this last week very hard for me, but doing my best to pull together, trying to be there for family and friends, and just, be the best kind of person I can be. So I appreciate all the love and support you guys have been giving me. I'm not gonna lie, I've been a little choked up lately, so if I cry at all on screen, I'm sorry if I cry. I'm sorry. I've been dealing with some shit. So, but I'm here to talk to you guys. My Twitch I know it's you, Pin Scorpion. I know. How you doing there, Pin Scorpion? You're getting up there on the leaderboard over on Marbles on Twitch, doing some giveaways because we hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. If you head on over to my Discord, I can actually link the information here in this video. You can head on over to my Discord and get on by Friday. So by Friday, you can enter into a giveaway to win JTV Founders Edition merchandise, and I'm really excited about that. So we got people ordering stuff, and just puts a big smile on my face. I really do appreciate you guys. So, but let's get down to these questions. There are gonna be some more personality and some cultural fit kind of questions. So let's get down to the grind. So question number 1 today is going to be, how do you deal with criticism? So for me, you got to look at it from all different angles, and honestly, I've taken it very well over the years, to be honest with you. I used to not be as good at taking criticism, I would say, but as I've kind of grown and I've kind of adapted to who I want to be in life, I definitely feel like I'm finding myself more. And when people tell me, hey, I need you to fix this, or hey, you can do this a little bit differently, or hey, you should try this a little bit differently, or hey, that's not necessarily right, I like to hear that information. I actually personally really am adaptive to criticism. Obviously, if one person says something that's not solid, like, okay, I'm gonna go switch everything immediately, but it's like you cultivate the information, you internalize, and you're like, all right, now what am I gonna do from here? Is it a big change? Is it something small? Was I just a little off? You gotta find out what you gotta do to kind of overcome. So I actually think I take criticism very well personally. I actually look for criticism in my life, and I ask people to tell me if they think I'm messing up, or if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to, whatever it might be. I actually have a manager, Justin Dozy, Bronthos, you guys might know him as. I always ask him for some advice. I always ask your favorite Canadian for advice, as well as plenty of other people. So I really do appreciate everyone who's been there and who's been helping me out. My family, of course, is another one. So question number 2. All right, what is your personal definition of success? So honestly, this is going to be an interesting one for me. So honestly, the way that I define success, I look a lot of times for small things that you can reach towards or try to achieve goals. I look at setting goals and reaching those goals as an achievement of success. But I also look at success as consistency in life. Doing something over and over again is successful. Being able to stick to something. I've done 286 videos now on Facebook that have just been consecutive days of me doing a daily speaking challenge, and I'm still doing it today. I'm trying to hit over a year, so we'll see what happens there. So, giving yourself little landmarks that you can kind of reach towards and, achieve those goals, and really just, put yourself out there in a better spotlight. That's personally how I would go about it. So defining success for me would be I define it by the little things in life. I define it by the measures that we make and how we learn from it. If you don't necessarily learn from something, I don't really think there's a lot of success behind it. I think that there's a lot of learning and adaptiveness that has to come from you to be able to reach success. So I think, just like with the other question of criticism, I think you got to be able to take that to be able to, really grow as a person. So on to question number 3. So I'm trying to do about 15 questions a week, just so you guys are aware. And whether it's me asking myself questions, but soon enough, I'm looking to ask other people questions. I'm reaching out to Chris Conley from the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm reaching out to Ahmad Green, the ex-Green Bay Packer, the Lakeland University head coach. I'm also going to be reaching out to Curtis Samuel soon to see if he maybe wants to sit down and chat, as well as various other streamers that we can pull on and content creators that we can pull on and talk to them. So, question number 3. What is your approach to resolving conflict? So, this actually happens quite often. I ran into a situation actually recently where there was conflict involved, where, without saying names, I had somebody close in my life that works with me that I consider a close friend of mine. I think they're a wonderful human being, and I was needing them to be more adaptive to what we were doing. I need them to focus a little bit more on the objective at hand, and I guess what I needed to do is I needed to help give them clarity. And even with all the struggles that they were dealing with within their personal life, what I needed to do is I needed to find a way to help them, see past the bullshit, is honestly how I'm going to say it. I need them to be able to see past that veil, that curtain in front of them, and understand that the only way that they're going to get through what they're getting through is by, finding ways to conquer what they're dealing with. And personal things all the time, they get to you. Even myself, like I said, I'm dealing with personal stuff, but I still want to spread the love. I still want to be there for people. I still want to, have a voice and have an ear for people. Like, I want to be able to do more to help people out. So my way of going about conflict resolution is finding ways to adapt with the person and get on their level to kind of understand where they're coming from or what they're dealing with, and give them the resources they need to get through it. So even with myself, when I deal with a conflict, I have to go and find the resources necessary to get through what I'm dealing with. So it's a two-way road. Whether you're giving it or whether you're taking it, you have to understand that you have to, gather your information, gather the material you need, and then move accordingly. That's what I would say personally. All right. Question number 4. And for anybody just tuning in, anybody who hasn't been here since the beginning, I know we're doing a live video, but I know this isn't going to be live later, but you can always check out the videos whenever. We have hit 100 subscribers. You can go and check out my Discord, come and check out my Twitch, come and check out all the cool things that we're doing, and you could have a chance at winning some JTV merch. That's all I'm going to say. I'm just going to say that. But question number 4. What sort of thing irritates you the most? Which gets you down? And what would you do if someone gets on your nerves? So I feel like that's like a 3-part question. So what sort of things irritate you the most? So for me, one of my biggest things that honestly it irritates me is lack thereof communication. Not being able to correlate conversation between one another. Like, we were given the opportunity to speak. We were given the opportunity to connect with one another. And when I feel like I'm not getting the resources I need from another person, or you're not necessarily communicating properly, it makes it really hard for me to be able to help you. It makes it really hard for us to be able to navigate whatever's happening. It makes it really hard. So I personally think one of the biggest things that irritates me is lack thereof communication. I try really hard to stay connected with people. And I always tell you guys, if you have any questions, reach out. I will get back to you as soon as I can. I promise you. I promise you. I had my buddy message me last night asking me about giveaways and how he can, better himself with giveaways and how he can do it and what he needs to buy, or if there's a place he needs to go specifically. And I laid it out for him, and I was like, here's what you need to do, buddy. I got you. All right. So the second part of that question, which gets you down, that is all, I guess, one question. And what do you do if someone gets on your nerves? So if someone gets on my nerves, a lot of times I bite my tongue, and I might even remove myself from a situation rather than sitting within something and letting it, bubble up. I try to remove myself. So even in the confines of my own home, if something's going on, upstairs, I'm dealing with someone with family, I'll just remove myself. I'll come downstairs, I'll be in my zone, and I'll avoid conflict. Or, not like that's the only thing I ever do. Obviously, I like to try to work through it, but if it's getting to a point where I'm just getting to the point where I'm irritated and it's feeling like I might become irrational, I'll just remove myself from the situation. You don't have to keep yourself in a situation if you have ways to get out of it. Go and just like sit in your room for a little bit. Go to the bathroom, just sit in the bathroom and take a breather for a second. Whatever you gotta do, remove yourself partially, come back to it. You don't always have to force yourself into things. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, so communication and, you know, just working through things, I would say. So, all right, on to question number 5. So, one second. Gotta clear my throat. I'm gonna drink some water real fast. All right, question number 5. Tell me a time when you relied on your creativity to solve a problem. I feel like I do this all the time. You run into little situations where you want to do a giveaway, you want to do a promotion, you want to like just get things together really quickly. You're like, all right, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? And you know, like even me with the marbles thing, how can I get people to want more merch or want to be interested in the merch that I'm trying to put out, regardless of if they can afford it now or they can maybe afford it later. I try to make it affordable regardless of the fact, you know, I give away cool little stickers like this. I'll be getting some more stickers soon. And so what can you do to like help with creativity? You got to look outside the box. You got to maybe look a little bit at what other people are doing, but then you got to take a little bit of your own ideas with it. You can't think that you have all the answers. It's never going to be the thing. Once again, you have to resource. You have to find out what works. So I really enjoy marbles. What is my biggest feat? I'll come back to that after this question. Let me finish how I use creativity to solve a problem, and then I'll come back to that. My biggest fear, I actually answered that on my last video. So if you want to go and check out my last video, go ahead and do that. You can also do Q&As tomorrow on Twitch. I'm not really taking Q&As today. I have my own questions, so feel free to ask me questions tomorrow. But today I will not be answering questions for you guys necessarily on YouTube. But tomorrow you guys can always tune into my Twitch at twitch.tv/JosephTheVoice and ask me all the questions you would like. I'll have a low, highlight message, highlight your messages, and I'll be answering the questions for you. But tell me a time you relied on your creativity. So, like for me, when it comes to the marbles thing, I really, really enjoy marbles. One of the things I enjoy most about marbles is how much I can get into it. Like, I love commentary. I love doing commentary. I love hyping things up. Obviously, anybody who knows me knows I am hype. I love to bring the hype. I love to just, I mean, come on, it's like too sweet. It's like, hey, listen, no, turn up, like all that stuff. Like I'll dab on screen and stuff. Like, you know, I like to be hype. I shaved my head for you guys. Look at this. Look at this. I shaved my head for you guys. Like, I shaved my beard and my face for you guys. I don't even look like my logo anymore. Who is that guy? That's all I'm gonna say. I could hardly even recognize myself. But finding, you know, fun ways to get yourself out there. And what is up, Wombo Beast? And finding good ways to, you know, connect with your audience. So marbles is a good way for me to connect with my audience. It's completely free. You don't have to own it. You come into the stream, you just put !play, you get into the match. And all you do is you root your marble on, you root your friends on. You don't always have to be the one to win, but it's a lot of fun seeing your marble in the end, seeing other people, you know, get their wins, get their victories and stuff like that. And I really, really, really do appreciate, you know, being able to find ways to connect with you guys. So I was like, I love marbles, and I have my merch out right now, so let's do a giveaway where the first person to 25. So I've been like fast tracking. So tomorrow is nothing but marbles. So we're doing marbles and a Q&A. So you guys can ask all the questions you want tomorrow within reason. I mean, I don't have any more hair I can shave, so you guys care. And I'm not shaving my eyebrows. Don't even think about it. But you know, you show up, you play marbles, and then first person to 25 wins gets a JTV t-shirt. I hit 100 subscribers, I give away a JTV t-shirt. It's, you know, I give away, you know, the stickers. It's a nice way for you guys to have a little personal touch to the stream. It's just, it's something that you can, really have fun and connect with your audience. They get something tangible out of it after doing something that maybe they're like, oh, they get so frustrated because they're not winning half their matches. And, you know, they're constantly falling off the map, whatever it might be. I think it's funny. I mean, I've been catching a lot of wins, but now I've been catching a lot of losses, and I think it's a lot of fun. So, for me, I'm always trying to use my creativity to step outside the box and try to think of new things. Like, even when it comes to this, I was like, I'm going to do a Q&A. I'm trying to be a little bit more creative with it, trying to let you guys know a little bit more about me. If you guys want to ask questions, you guys can ask questions tomorrow on Twitch, but I'm going to ask the questions today for myself. And then soon enough, We're going to be asking questions to other people, but I got to get comfortable in the driver's seat, guys. I got to be comfortable in the driver's seat. So, no. Oh, all right. Number 6. Tell us about your best or worst colleague. So, I might be able to do both. So, I will tell you about my best colleague and I will tell you about my worst colleague. So, my worst colleague comes from a time when I used to work at a place called Brosman's Meat Market. There was an individual that would show up to work a lot of times and they just would slack off. They would move half-assed. They would slowly, snailfully just grind along the day while everybody else is getting everything done. They would get like a minimalist amount of things done compared to everybody else, and they would still get paid the exact same amount of money, and it was becoming very frustrating. And I mean, it was just a part-time job for me. It was never something I was going to make a full-time job anyways. But just seeing the demotivation from people and just, I mean, you're getting paid to do a job. Do your job. Have pride in the work that you do. Like, don't take the bare minimum and just say, that'll work, you know? Hey, streamer, no, Wamba Beast, I know who you are. Don't worry. I appreciate you being here. Marbles on stream starts tomorrow. So hyped. Hey, season 21. Let's go. So that would, I would say that was probably one of my worst colleagues. Now, one of my best colleagues I've ever worked with, honestly, I'd say it was probably your favorite Canadian. He is essentially he's a partner of mine, so we're partners kind of in a lot of different ways, where he helps make, overlays for me, helps do graphics, he helps do the changeovers and all that. And he does an absolute wonderful job. Your favorite Canadian is literally hands down one of the most professional graphic artists I've met. And I absolutely adore working with him. I really enjoy playing games with him. I think he's a really, a truly amazing person. And I really do appreciate everything he does for me to help get me to that next level. Help me feel as professional as I want to be. Help me look clean-edged. And even Misery Ren has been stepping into the picture and been taking pointers from your favorite Canadian. And she's actually the one who made this overlay. She took some pointers from your favorite Canadian. She made this overlay. Between both of their help, they got this finalized. And I really do appreciate all of your help, buddy. Everything you do for me, everything you do for the community. Always just try and do more to help people out. And you never ask them for anything. And that's it. It breaks my heart a little bit because I want to give back more to you. But like I do give back. And I'm really happy that we have the friendship that we've built since the day that I started, and I couldn't ask for a better friend. Honestly, you've been a great friend to me, and I really do appreciate you. So, your favorite Canadian probably takes that for the best colleague, because he's just done a lot without ever asking for anything. So I really do appreciate you, bud. Now this one I really like. Question number 7: if you retired tomorrow and wanted to start a wildly different second career, what would you do? Now, I haven't even had time to think about this, but at the same time, I would probably, if I could just do something wild, I might want to be an archaeologist or something like that. Go to cool dig sites, go to cool hidden ruin areas, and find and locate artifacts, history, and learn and adapt and understand the different lifestyles and cultures that were. For me, I'd really want to be an archaeologist, probably in Rome or Europe in particular, mainly because I love the medieval period. So being able to find out more about the castles, or being able to find more about the gladiators or anything like that kind of stuff would really excite me. I would think so. Just becoming an archaeologist and getting to all these different sites where you can just find more information about life, about our ancestors from the past. So, all right. Question number 8. What blogs or websites do you visit regularly? Now this one I feel like it's kind of straightforward. I mean, for me, I use Spotify a lot. Spotify is one of my things, and I use the website a lot because it's easy for me to also use it with my Twitch. So Twitch is probably number 1. I would say I'm always on Twitch. I use the Twitch web browser more than I use the app because I think it works better. and I can watch videos and I can give bits and all that. And I think it's a lot of cool to be able to help and support the other streamers that I personally love. That gets me really excited. And I spend a lot of time on Twitch trying to support people, watch other people, just have fun with them, have some good laughs. There's a few of them in particular, like Crazy Swiss. I love being on his. Your favorite Canadian, of course. I love being on his. Spicy Szechuan's another great one. Worst Gamer Ever is a great one. The Grifter is another great one. Merc with Mouth is another good one. And I mean, I could probably keep going. There's a bunch of great streamers out there that you guys could probably go check out. Spin This is another cool guy that I've met recently. And I met a lot of cool viewers too. Like, I have a few people that I'm actually teaching Rocket League to. So I'm a Rocket League instructor. I'm a Rocket League coach. And I have a few people outside of, you know, me being an actual instructor that actually asked me to help them. And like Hazy Memory, wonderful human being. I'm glad to have met you, and I'm glad to be working with you and helping you kind of find your footing within Rocket League. As well as a lot of the high schoolers that I built up over the years, and I'm continuing to work with Wolfie. Wolfie just recently asked me if I could work with him, so I always have a lot of fun meeting new people and kind of getting to know their play styles and help them adapt, you know, more to the game. That's always a lot of fun for me. So, which we got, like I said, Spotify, Hulu. Hulu's another one. I spent a decent little amount of time. I watched, you know, a lot of fun little shows. Like I just watched some like fun little show where they're like dropping the balls down, like Plinko kind of, and this lady won like $1.4 million. I thought that was kind of cool. She had gone through some really like crazy thing in her life when she was a part of like the Boston Marathon. There was a bombing. She like lost her leg, and her son was kind of impacted by it. She was told she's never gonna have kids again. She's having a little girl. She's on this game show, and her and her husband won $1.4 million. It was amazing. It was pretty cool. It was fun to watch. Other than that, you know, I like to watch like Forge and Fire. I watch shows like Hotel Rescue. I watch like I like shows that deal with like creation, like trying to like rebuild or restructure or reinvent things. Like, I don't know, I really like that kind of stuff. So those are some of the main, I would say, the top 3 websites that I probably use the most right now, aside from maybe some other graphical ones that I use and stuff like that. So I mean, I'm on eBay. I buy and I sell stuff. I'm on Facebook, of course. So those are some of the other ones. All right, on to the next question. I believe this is question number 9. What does your decision-making process look like? You want me to draw it out for you? All right, give me 1 second. Just 1 second. 1 second. Ready? You probably hear that. Ah, right there. So it looks something like that. And I'll explain why it looks something like that. So sometimes I can be really indecisive about what I want to do. So I'll like sit on an idea for a while, or sometimes I can be very precise and I'll be like, I know exactly what I want to do. But like the process of me getting from point A to point B is so like jumbled. It's hard for me to explain. Like a lot of people are like, you know, you don't write a lot of stuff down, or you don't do this, or you don't do that. It's like, I keep a lot of it up here. Like, I try not to spill the beans too early sometimes when it comes to things. I try to, you know, really cultivate my idea. I try to ask other questions so I can get other input and criticism in, so I can just kind of pour it all in there. So like my mind, I feel like it's like that SpongeBob episode where he's like, oh my God, we threw out his name. Like, it's like that kind of thing where like, essentially like I got so much going on up there sometimes that like, I feel like I lose myself a little bit in the process, but in the end, I come to the decisive point where I want to, and that's the end result, and then I don't really look back from it. So, because even if I do all of that and I come to a precise point at the end and it like fails, I mean, I can still learn from that. I can still adapt from that. There's still plenty of things to take out of that. So, I would say my decision-making process is all over the place, but I like to basically look at what the problem is. Take time to understand solution options. So what are the different options to solve this problem? Rather than obviously being like, this is a problem. It's like, all right, how can we fix? What are the immediate fixes? And then it's like, all right, do we need major involvement from it? Is it something that we can just do independently? Are we going to have to resource outside for it? Like, what are we going to have to do? And then once you kind of like figure all of that kind of stuff out, then you're like, all right, you start to attack. So you start to like get the people involved. You start to just get on it yourself. You start to like gather the information, resource, whatever it might be, to get the answer that you need. So For me, sorry, my nose itching. For me, I would say it's a lot of like trial and error, a lot of processing things and trying to get to a final end result. So it's all over the place. But in the end, I feel like I do a good job at trying coming up with a final answer. All right, question number 10. What was a time you didn't know how to do something, and how did you work to solve it? Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. I know the exact answer to this one. Twitch, YouTube, both of them. I really honestly don't know what I'm doing. Like Twitch, I now know what I'm doing. YouTube, I'm still learning what I'm doing, and I've gathered a lot of information, but like I don't necessarily know what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm doing it right, if I'm doing it wrong. I'm just kind of doing right now, and I hope I'm doing it well. Like my biggest thing is I hope I'm doing it well. I hope you guys are enjoying the content I'm putting out, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's over on Twitch, whether it's over on Facebook, wherever it might be. I just hope you're enjoying the content. That's the biggest thing I want to put out there. If you enjoy it, let me know. Leave me a follow. Leave me a subscribe. I do appreciate all the love that you guys give me. So thank you from the absolute bottom of my heart. Because I wouldn't be here without you guys. So, something I didn't know how to do. I didn't know how to be a streamer. I didn't know how to be a content creator. But you guys helped me feel like I can do it. I feel like I've found my groove. I think I've found the games I enjoy or the things that I like to bring out and cultivate within my community. And I think I've worked to solve it in many different ways. I think I've worked to ask a lot of questions. I think I've taken a lot of time to just sit back and watch and passively understand how others do it. I think there's been a lot of time that I've put into it. When it comes to being a streamer in general, you have to be patient. You have to be consistent. You have to make sure that you are reaching out to the broader audience. You have to make sure that you're also finding ways to involve your viewers. You have to just make sure that you're pumping on all cylinders and you're just trying to put yourself out there in all different directions, making sure you're networking. It's just really important to make sure that you're working and you're working all the time. I'm never not doing something. I feel like even if I'm playing games with somebody, it's like, okay, this is somebody who I haven't played games with in a while, so I look at it as a network opportunity. So like the other week, I got to play with Anti-Spin This, I got to play with Your Favorite Canadian, and I got to play with Crazy Swiss, and we played some Sea of Thieves, and it was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed it. It was so enjoyable. I really enjoyed it, and I would very much look forward to doing it again soon. By the way, guys, if you guys don't know who Crazy Swiss is, he lives all the way out in Switzerland, and I've been asking him for a #1 fan photo because I just love him so much, and he's an amazing guy, and he told me if I asked one certain person, Mr. Miyagi, then I might be able to get that. So we're one step closer, baby. I love it. I love it. I'm going to get a shirt made. It's going to be so funny. It's going to be so great. All right. On to question number 11. I should probably drink some water. All right, question number 11. Who do you look up to the most? And what qualities you love about that person? So, for me, I think I will bring up the person who I looked up to the most growing up in my life. Because unfortunately, they are no longer alive. It was my grandmother. So my father, his mother, her name was Elizabeth, and she was an amazing person. I called her Oma, and I used to spend a lot of time with her. Well, a lot of people, throughout the summer would spend a lot of time hanging out with their friends, doing all the sleepovers and all that. Well, me, I'd spend time with my grandma. She was a seamstress. She was a cook. She had a green thumb. She could do a little bit of everything. I feel like I learned so much from her. And for me, one of the biggest things that I learned from her is to not really take, life for granted, to take enjoyment within the little things in life, because you never know when, it could just be taken from you. You could lose everything, the materialistic objects. Like, I love my bobbleheads and all that, but, like, it can be taken from me at any point, with the clothes off my back. Like, all of that can be taken from me, but the knowledge that I know in my head, what I learn, how I adapt in life is going to be the most important, because, growing up, she would tell me stories about how she would be in a concentration camp and how she lived a hard life, and the rations that she would, procure over time, and how she would give some of them away to other people, and told me some of the hardship stories that she had to go through. And at the end of the day, seeing everything that she had to deal with, and then seeing how loving and caring and personally just amazing of a person she was, made me feel like if I was even a small portion of the person she is, that I'm going to be successful in life, and I will find true happiness personally. So One of your sisters was named Elizabeth. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So yeah, my grandma, my Oma, I miss you. God rest your soul. You're an amazing person, and you've always been a person that I've always looked up to, and I really do appreciate you very much for all the life lessons you have given me. All right, on to the next question. Question number 12. Out of your family members, who are you closest to? So who am I closest to? I would say I am probably closest to probably my little sister or my mother. I'm close with my brothers. I have 3 brothers. I have 1 sister. But I think I am closest with my little sister. I think I've always been out of all the brothers, I think I've always been the closest with my sister. I love her to death. She's one of my absolute favorite people. And fun fact for you, John, her name is Elizabeth as well. She was named after my grandmother, and I absolutely adore her. She's one of my favorite people in the world. She puts a smile on my face all the time, and we always like to talk crap to each other every once in a while. But my little sister is an amazing person. She's going to really do some amazing things in life. I think she's also going to change people's lives similar fashion to how I do. I know she looks up to me in a lot of different ways, and I really hope that throughout life she finds her footing in life. She finds the people who adore her just as much as I do, and she really just, takes off. That's what I hope for her in life. I really love you. I love you, Evie. I really do. All right. Question number, I think we're on 13. I don't know. I'm losing track of the numbers. We're gonna say next question. What's one thing people don't know about you? So fun fact, a lot of people don't know that I have heterochromia. So I'm gonna try to get as close to the camera as I can, and I hope that it doesn't blur too much. But if you look in my eyes, I have multiple different colors within my eyes. I have a brown spot there, but I have multiple different colors. I don't know how well you can see it from me going up, but I have heterochromia and I'm dichromatic. So I have multiple different colors in my eyes, and my eyes change colors. So I think that's really cool. And now I got this all blurry and stuff. So sorry about that, guys. I didn't mean to get that close and mess it up. But we're almost done anyways. So we're gonna keep on moving. Maybe we can readjust it again. Oh, yeah, there we go. See, that worked. All right, so we're on to the next question. But yeah, a lot of people don't know that I have multiple different color eyes. I think it's really cool that I have it. I actually got that from my other grandma. Thank you, Mom, from your mother. I appreciate it. I never got to meet the woman, so I can't, really thank her too much other than having the trait. So, all right, the next question. I think we're on question 14. If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be? I wish that I was a little bit more confident in a lot of the things that I do. I am a very confident person, don't get me wrong. I'm a very driven and motivated individual, don't get me wrong. There are certain spots within my life that I feel that I could have more confidence, I could have more willpower and drive, and I feel that if I could correct those things, it would make me even more of a powerhouse, I think, of a person. And I'm not trying to say I'm this huge, amazing person, but I just feel like I'd have so much more figured out in different ways, and I would be able to work through things a little bit differently, and certain things I want to hold on to as much. So it's just certain things within my life. But I think a lot of it has to do with just overall confidence is the big thing. So, yeah, just being more overall confident than I already, but in certain aspects of my life. So this is going to be the last question of the night. I appreciate everyone who has tuned in, everybody who's been hanging out. I love you guys. The absolute bottom of my heart. You guys have been absolutely amazing, and I appreciate every single time that you guys tune in. My last question is going to be... Alright. My last question is going to be, when you can't sleep, what keeps you up at night? So I would say, honestly, most days it's honestly my thought process of just trying to keep all my ducks in a row. I don't want to disappoint people. I really want to give my best foot forward. I want to feel like I'm putting not just my better interests forward, but also those around me. I want to feel like I'm putting out good, solid information. I want to make sure that I'm giving back to my community. I'm giving back to the people who have, cared for me, who have been there for me, who have loved and adored me in all the different ways from beginning all the way to the end. I think that it has been absolutely astounding that I've gotten to this point in life. And I now, because I'm pushing even harder than I ever was, I feel that I lose a lot of sleep these nights because I don't want to stop. I don't want to feel like I'm giving up or slowing down, or feel like, my best foot isn't forward these days. I'm only getting older, and I want to make sure that I can leave some type of something behind when I leave. And the impacts that I'm trying to make, whether it's through esports, whether it's through my immediate life, whether it's through the different relationships I make on stream and Twitch, or YouTube. I really just want to help make a difference. So I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of JTV Entertainment Group. I am JosephTheVoice. I appreciate you guys from the absolute bottom of my heart. Thank you. I hope you all have a wonderful night. I will talk